So again, thinking in terms of your reporting goals. Notice how look at the very last bullet point I put in there, Jacob. What you did there this quarter. Now, to the unfamiliar, you would think, well, isn't that the first bullet point, right? My reporting goals, shouldn't they be, well, aren't I going to tell you what I did this quarter? To me, that's the least important part of my quarterly report. So why am I writing this? I've been a corporate investigator for 20 years. Before I went into practice on my own as a consultant, I always worked for multinational corporations. Always was either a chief investigator or close to the top, but always had process functional management as well. Um, so I was always doing quarterly reports, always sort of saying, "Hey, look at what we've done." And here are some of the goals I think you have to show the organization, either as an individual contributor or as a process owner. Is one, are you promoting the business success of the organization? Are you investigating just for the sake of investigating? Are you looking at things where you're treating investigations as a one off solution to a problem? Or are you really using them as a way of finding out what's broken so you can fix it? Where there's areas of unacceptable business risk? Or are there ways for you to help management find ways to solve business problems? Are you showing people that the money they're spending on you is valid? Um, if you look at, for example, recently all the news with DEI, right? A couple of years ago, people they were companies were investing a ton of money in DEI, right? A couple of years later, all of a sudden, there's a quick sea change and it's gone. We have to protect against that in compliance and investigations. Companies have alternatives to what we do. Also, in your work and your reporting, are you showing ways that you spotted things through your investigations, that you spotted problems in the business? The investigation identified flaws and gaps and inefficiencies and problems so business people can step in and fix them. And also, most importantly, I had a great boss when I was an in-house lawyer at AT&T. This was like a lifetime ago. Great boss, and he always said to me, every day you've got to give your boss a good reason for having hired you. So you want to also show your leadership that you are the right person for the job, right? And one way to do that in quarterly reporting is showing them intangible and intangibly or in intangible ways that you're the right person for the role, right? So thinking about in your report, you're going to want to think about who is the audience for your report. Is it your CFO? Is it HR? Is it your lawyers? Who's reading this darn thing? And what is their need for information? You've got to really focused on accuracy. You've got to be very thoughtful about, not making legal conclusions and keeping it very clear and simple and focused. And one last thing, as I said before, extremely accurate, right? This is one place where attention to detail really matters. Um, and if you do that, and it doesn't have to be big, it can be very focused, but you'll go very far with a good report. It's a great calling card for calling attention to yourself in the best way possible.